Hi, fantastic first graders. It's Mrs. Duncan coming to you again. Today is day 3, should be on day 3 of the PowerPoint that we are using to kind of help guide you through your writing and informational piece this week. Our objective and goal today, we're going to try out those commas in a series again today. So our objective and goal though is we will write a middle to describe our topic using commas in a series to list ideas in a sentence. Remember, authors use commas in a series when they want to combine objects or actions into one sentence. So I gave us one more example to take a look at today. I'm going to switch out my color pen so that we can take a look at where those commas are and what items they are separating. The sentence says, I like to read, color, and play outside. So I want you to notice what are ideas I'm listing. It's the things that Mrs. Duncan likes to do. Mrs. Duncan likes to read. Notice that the comma is right there because it separates the next item of actions of what I like to do. So I read, color, there's that comma, and then the last item in my list, I use the word and play outside is the last action that Mrs. Duncan likes to do. So instead of saying, I like to read and color and play outside, I'm using commas in a series to avoid becoming repetitive with that word and. It becomes what good writers call a run-on sentence. And I know as fantastic first graders that we are learning to not use run-on sentences. So again, commas in a series to combine ideas that go together. So these are the things I like to do. My actions are read, color, comma, and play outside. So that's what we're going to try to do when we write our middle main idea today. That is our goal for day 3, is to write that middle main idea about our topic. So let me go ahead and get my writing from yesterday. We'll notice again, I'm going to just very quickly go over my topic is Marley. I did my plan. I wrote my beginning introducing the writer to Marley, but today is really the day where I want to stick, stay, and stretch and really focus on describing Marley as my dog. I want you to notice a few other things that good writers do. See all that space that's left there on that one line? Because I'm starting my middle main idea, I'm actually going to drop down to the next line and I'm going to indent to show the reader that I'm starting a new paragraph. So today is my day to stick, stay, and stretch on Marley, still trying to use those commas in a series. So the first thing I want to show my reader about Marley is that Marley, so again, I've used indenting, beginning of a sentence. Marley is my dog's name. Marley is a mix of, now the word different has always been tricky for me to spell, and I don't have anyone to ask to help me with that spelling. So I'm going to spell that word the best I can. I can sound it out. Different. And boys and girls, I'll tell you a secret. I do know how to spell that word, but if I had to sound it out, I totally could. I could circle that word to show the reader. I'm not sure if I got it right or not, but I sure did try my best. So Marley is a mix of different kinds of dogs. Now I could just let the sentence go right there, but as a good writer, I want to give my reader those details. Remember, our job this week, we're informing the reader. So I'm going to use something that's called a colon. Those are those two little dots stacked on top of each other. But this is the perfect way to open up a commas in a series to list those different kinds of dogs. So what kind of dogs is Marley combined with? Well, Marley is part lab, which is short for Labrador, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet, comma, because that's not the only kind of dog he's mixed with. He's part lab, he's part hound, hound. I'm going to use another comma right there because I'm not done with my list, but I am going to list the last item. So I'm going to write the word and corgi. Now corgi, I know this spelling because I've seen it over and over again, but that's not a common word. I can circle that word to show the reader, hey, you know what? I'm not sure about the spelling of that, but I sure did try my best. So let's see, my first sentence. Marley is a mix of different kinds of dogs: lab, hound, and corgi. End of my complete thought. So I'm going to put a period right there. So I've talked about him having a mix. Even though it's a little bit further down on my list, I want to talk to the reader about my fur, describing what kind of body, legs, and fur Marley has. So I can say, since he, and again, my he is Marley, so it's okay to say he at this point, since he is a mix of dogs. Now I need to describe Marley's body type. So since he is a mix of dogs, I'm going to use Marley this time. Marley, and I'm going to describe his body, has a long body and a tail. And I remembered I said the tail that wags when he's happy. That wags. Actually, that's what I'm going to add on. Wags. Let's see. Straighten my paper out. When he is happy. End of my complete thought. So now I'm going to put a period right there. Let's see. Marley. And I'm going to talk about Marley's fur. So notice that apostrophe by the S. That means the fur belongs to Marley. Marley's fur is, let's see, golden. That's that Labrador part with a hint of red. So now, let's see how I haven't used my commas in a series yet. I've been watching, well, actually I did in the beginning, but I want to see if there's anywhere else I can use it. And maybe I can and maybe I can't, but I know I've already tried it out once today. Don't mind me, I'm just thinking, and this is part of the writer's process when you're trying to think and you get stuck. I've talked about his fur and his body, and now I can say, even though, it's going to get a little messy, so I'm going to drop down, even though he has short legs. This is a comma, not commas in a series, but this is just an opener phrase. I'm explaining he has short legs. Let's see. Marley what can he do? Even though he has those shorter legs, he can run. And I'm going to use, just like in my beginning, how I use the all capitals so that the reader reads it with extra emphasis. I'm going to put it in all capital letters. Run fast. Marley. And now when I look at my plan, Marley can run fast, especially, now especially is another one of those tricky words, especially when he plays ball. Marley loves to play ball. So I've talked about him playing. And now when I get to the last part of this, I can say that after playing, this This is another little opener phrase, a transition. I know some of you have learned those a little bit here and there. After playing, he is, he's not just hungry, he is famished. Famished is a fancy word to say hungry. And that was where I wanted to think about my word choice. He doesn't just eat his food, he gobbles his food. He gobbles, that G sound, gobbles. And I'm going to come in a little bit closer for just a second so I can be nice and neat. Gobbles, and I'll zoom back out. Gobbles his food in, let's see, usually he scarfs up his food in about 3 big bites. So now, boys and girls, I feel like I've done a really good job explaining Marley, describing what Marley looks like, describing the things that Marley does. I'm going to read my work back very quickly, and I'm going to show you where I used commas in a series in my writing today. So I'm only going to look at that middle piece where it starts out saying Marley is a mix of different kinds of dogs. And notice here's where I use that commas in a series list because I told the reader the different kinds of dogs Marley is. He is a lab, and I'm going to circle my comma right there so I can show you where I used it. So he is a lab, hound, comma, and then where I've hit my last item in the list, I use the word and corgi. Since he is a mix of dogs, Marley has a long body and a tail that wags when he is happy. Marley's fur is golden with a hint of red. Even though he has short legs, Marley can run fast. Marley can run fast, especially when he plays ball. After playing, he is famished. He gobbles his food in 3 big bites. So your job today, again, boys and girls, you're going to work on writing that middle main idea where you really stick, stay, and stretch, all about informing your reader about your topic just like I did. Your teachers and I will be looking to see how you used commas in a series in your writing today. Bye for now. Happy writing.